Can a rookie, never having faced Florida's wild hogs, stay calm on their first trigger pull? Today, aboard a Jeep Wrangler and armed with the latest iPhone 17 tech, we're guiding Eric through what a legal, high-level hunt looks like. Buckle up and hit like and subscribe. The hunt begins. The team's Jeep Wrangler rolls through the roughest terrain of Florida's dry woods. Late autumn weather is stunning, but the thick layer of dry leaves underfoot is treacherous. Even the slightest step can give us away. I pull out the iPhone 17 to check GPS and alert Eric. We're at the hot zone. Nerves are high, but I trust he's ready. Here we go. As soon as we dismount and move on foot, Eric gets his first lesson in reflexes. The area is open, but the crunchy leaves make approach extremely difficult. I signal him to watch Mike, the veteran shooter, as he positions behind a tree after spotting the first scout hog in the distance. We must confirm the target precisely, and the moment it's about to alert the herd. Mike squeezes the trigger. The first hog is down. Lesson 1 for Eric. Hesitation in pest control lets the whole herd escape and continue ravaging crops. Mike's clean shot was just the warm-up, while we recover the carcass to prevent environmental contamination. The iPhone alerts us to a signal from the support team in the west. They've detected loud movement. Opportunity lasts only a split second. Act fast. We quickly assign firing lanes to avoid crossfire, follow strict safety protocols, and coordinate to neutralize the threat. Taking out one destructive hog saves thousands of dollars in crops. The survivors charge toward the neighbor's cattle fence. This is a serious biosecurity risk. Wild hogs carry brucellosis and pseudomonas. If they contact the livestock, a multi-million-dollar farm could be forced to cull everything. Eric knows the stakes. He must intercept them before they reach the fence. I whisper a quick reminder. Time your shot. Anticipate their path. Incoming. A perfectly executed intercept saves the rancher from a costly disease outbreak. No rest for Eric. From across the woods comes a loud rustle, and a massive male hog charges straight at us. Extremely dangerous. As team leader, I step in front of Eric. Hold on, now. We wait until the hog is within a very close range to guarantee absolute accuracy and group safety. Eric freezes for a moment, a lesson in keeping cool to protect yourself and your team in critical moments. After the heart-pounding encounter, we check positions on the iPhone and move deeper into the woods. Ahead is an open clearing, and suddenly hoofbeats thunder around us. I remind Eric, observe how I choose targets. Don't shoot blindly at the crowd. Priority goes to sows. Controlling reproductive rate is key. Another threat neutralized. Eric sees that a calm mind in chaos allows you to control the situation and protect the land from destruction. The final hotspot is a well-trodden trail the hogs frequent. The forest is quiet. Suddenly, movement signals a target approaching, the last chance of the day to secure this area. Eric takes a deep breath, grips the rifle tightly. This is the moment that determines the success of the entire day. A perfect ending. Every action today strictly follows U.S. law and Florida regulations. We clean up the site to prevent disease spread before returning. Even as a rookie, Eric handled himself with amazing composure. Protecting the harvest for local families, that feeling is incredible. This is what a legal, meaningful hunt should feel like. Time to climb back into the Jeep Wrangler and head home.
Last night, the farmland of old Mr. Thomas was torn apart, ripped up by a rampaging herd of wild boars. Once word reached us, the team geared up again. This wasn't just a sport. This was a mission of justice to protect livelihoods, safeguard crops, and ensure the safety of our people. We strapped in with unwavering resolve and a burning desire to restore order. The village gates closed behind us as we stepped into the dark forest, where survival and savagery were about to collide. We moved silently into the damp heart of the forest, keeping safe distance from one another. The moment we spotted fresh tracks, the hounds were unleashed. They dashed through the marshy ground, barking louder by the second. They had locked on. I was already in position, waiting in a strategic clearing. As the first boar burst through the brush like a freight train, I fired. The shot rang out, precise and final. The first threat was neutralized. One by one, the rest fell to the experienced hands of our marksmen. No room for error, no second chances. After the first kill, I climbed to a small rise to gain a better view. That's when I saw it, a massive boar moving in fast. I steadied my rifle, took a breath, and squeezed the trigger. The beast collapsed mid-charge and rolled down the slope. Seconds later, another was down, brought down by clean shooting. In the field, speed, composure, and calculated moves are what let us outmaneuver even the most vicious game, and protect the people depending on us. Just then, from the east, Jack picked up heavy footfalls through the underbrush. He froze, listening. It was close. In an instant, a boar lunged out of the bushes. Jack reacted on pure instinct. One precise shot, and the threat was over before it began. We were regrouping when the GPS unit began to alert non-stop. An entire herd had surfaced, right in our path. This was it, our only chance to stop the threat entirely. I opened fire. Rapid, accurate. The sounds of gunfire echoed across the trees as chaos exploded. The herd scattered in panic. When the dust settled, several were hit. One dropped immediately. Our ambush worked. One major threat gone. One of our lead hounds stopped dead, sniffed the air, and let out a sharp bark. It had caught a fresh scent. Jack scanned the thicket. Movement. He didn't wait. One swift shot. Another threat gone. Every bullet counted. Every action pushed us closer to securing the land for the farmers who relied on it. As the sky began to drizzle and darkness crept in, we decided to head back. But on the way out, I caught a glimpse, faint but familiar, a massive boar. In the falling rain, I raised my rifle, calm and controlled. The shot cracked through the storm. The beast collapsed where it stood. In the dense forests of France, massive, ferocious wild boars blend seamlessly into the rugged terrain, turning every hunt into a true test of skill and patience. With their numbers growing uncontrollably, these beasts have become a major threat, prompting local authorities to offer a hefty reward for anyone brave enough to confront them. We arrived, determined to face these monsters hidden deep in the forest, where every step we took was a gamble. Before the sun rises, we make our way into the forest, following the faint tracks left behind in the soil. These scars in the earth may be signs of the wild boar's presence, but they could also be traps, demanding careful judgment. After just a few minutes, all of our senses heighten, and there it is, its brown hide emerging from the underbrush. A perfectly timed shot is fired after mere seconds of aiming, catching the beast completely off guard. The fallen boar serves as a testament to our precision and the sharp skill of reading the tracks of a wild boar. We continue to follow the faint traces on the ground. Though they don't immediately signal a successful boar sighting, our experience tells us to keep pushing forward. Along the way, Jay proves invaluable, reading the faintest smells and sounds to pinpoint the target. Thanks to his skills, the heavy-hitting boars that appear are brought under control swiftly. His patience and keen detection earned him the reward of a successful hunt. After the loud noise, it seems we've spooked the animals. The boars, quick to react, are now on high alert and begin to flee in panic. Sensing the shift, we lock our eyes on likely escape routes. The moment has come. Each shot is meticulously aimed and fired, blocking any escape attempts the boars might make. Though not the largest, this victory still marks a significant win for the team. The forest grows quieter. The wild boars have hidden themselves well, making the task of reading tracks or observing movement almost futile. Just as we consider changing tactics, the familiar sound of barking fills the air. Our loyal hunting dogs are on the scent. We follow the noise, heading straight for the target. Though the boar is far, I decide to take a shot. Years of training at long ranges allow me to land the hit. The boar has nowhere to run after that blast. Meanwhile, in another part of the forest, Nick faces off with his own quarry. When the tracking device beeps, signaling the boar's location, every step becomes a sprint. No matter how fast it runs, the boar can't escape the relentless gunfire. The massive beast, once a shadow in the forest, is now brought to its knees by the combined efforts of man and dog. The hunt never stops. The team moves with purpose, splitting up to approach new targets. With calm precision and sophisticated tactics, we quickly begin to isolate the remaining boars that are being pursued by our dogs. A battle of wits and strength unfolds as the wild boars try to dodge our shots at range. But with our strategy, these shadows in the forest are once again cornered and subdued. Victory belongs to the hunters, thanks to their resolve and determination to protect the village. The hunt for wild boars is not just a test of strength and skill, it's about protecting the crops and livelihoods of the local people. When the hunt ends in victory, the true reward isn't just the trophy, it's the peace of mind knowing that the harvest has been safeguarded. That is the real value of the hunt, a bond between man, nature, and the responsibility to the community. The crops of western U.S. farmers are facing a grave threat. Wild hogs are on the rise, turning fertile fields into battlefields. Barley, corn, potatoes, all are being mercilessly destroyed. Farmers watch their land laid to waste, the fear of losing the harvest heavy on their hearts. But today, the battle is about to end. We are ready to step in, determined to stop the threat right before our eyes. The campaign to restore balance began with precise and coordinated teamwork. 3 groups fanned out to encircle the hillside. Group 1 advanced from the eastern slope, Group 2 from the western slope, while Nick and I lay in ambush atop the ridge, with a full view of the terrain. Thanks to days of setting up hidden cameras, we knew every movement of the wild hogs and quickly took our positions. And then, the beast appeared. Its thick, bristly coat, massive body weighing up to 200 kilograms. A single gunshot cut through the tense air, signaling the start of the battle to protect livelihoods and ensure the safety of the local community. In front of Thomas, our team's sweep shooter was a tangle of dense bushes. Within the thickets, he sensed an unusual tremor. Having faced situations like this countless times, he immediately recognized the impending threat. And just as predicted, a large dark shape charged out, each mighty boar following the next in a line. Without hesitation, his rifle spoke. The herd panicked, scattering in every direction. But they didn't realize that ahead, our team was waiting, ready to block their advance. The crops were quickly secured under tight protection. The remaining wild boars, hiding behind a hail of bullets, scrambled in panic. The hunting dogs charged into position, their barks echoing through the air. There they are. Each gunshot rang out like a verdict against the intruders. The dark shapes fell, and the team exhaled in relief. Yet our resolve did not waver. Every shot was not only a warning, but also a fulfillment of our responsibility under the local government's permit, aimed at protecting this land from destruction. The remaining wild boars had only one escape route, the neighboring hillside. We moved quickly, closing the perimeter tightly, leaving no chance for a single one to slip through. The hunting dogs were released, their barks echoing like an irresistible signal. The giant boar had nowhere to run, trapped between two sides, a flawlessly executed encirclement strategy. What do you think of this coordination? Share your thoughts below. The tension escalated when a report came in about a wild boar on the run. But John, in charge of Plan B, remained perfectly calm. The moment the signal came through, he was already positioned at the end of the boar's escape route. And then, the decisive moment arrived. It couldn't escape the deadly aim. With razor-sharp precision, John ended the battle, confirming that no threat remained to the farmer's crops. The sun quietly slipped behind the mountain range as we packed up our spoils, preparing to leave. But before departing, the team made one final sweep, ensuring no threat was left behind. Minutes later, a few daring shadows still skulked across the hillside. But this time, they had no chance. Each shot rang out, and another wild boar fell. The battle was over, and the farmer's crops were finally safe.
Oh, baby.
On the way back, I grabbed the iPhone 16 Pro Max and called the villagers. The good news spread instantly, their voices mixing with cheers of relief and joy. Order had been restored, the harvest was secure, and the villagers could finally sleep peacefully, free from the fear of wild boars ravaging their land. Take a look at the scene behind me. It looks more like a battlefield than a cornfield. Every fallen tree represents the sweat and tears of farmers who have worked hard on this land. We cannot accept the destruction of their labor, especially when it happens in just one night. That's why today, we've decided to take action. To cover as much ground as possible, we split into two teams. Leon and I will take the higher ground on the hill, supported by my iPhone 17 to track the map. Meanwhile, Tim and Blake will head deeper into the dense forest next to us. The rules are simple. The team that shoots fewer boars will have to handle the entire bounty and prepare dinner for everyone. The engine of the Land Rover Defender is already hot. Let's go! We're currently standing at a high vantage point on the hill. Early morning is the golden hour for hunters, as it's when wild boars leave their hiding places to forage for the last time. My iPhone 17 just received an alert. There's a target moving toward us, about 200 meters away. I immediately take my position, ready as I see the dark shape appear in the distance. I refuse to lose sight of the target. Just as I'm about to squeeze the trigger again, I see it fall, motionless. It seems that luck is on our side right from the start. continue driving the Land Rover Defender up a steeper hill to look for a new target. From up here, I spot a wild boar moving slowly through the dense bushes below. In situations like this, the most important lesson is patience. I must wait until it fully emerges from the brush. This is the moment. With all my experience and the fastest reflexes, I fire. We are determined not to let these wild boars destroy any more of the crops. The feeling of a successful plan is truly exhilarating. The sun is higher now, and based on my experience, the wild boars will start heading back to the dense thickets to take shelter. So, Leon and I decide to change tactics and set up an ambush right behind the shrubs on the hill. We've studied their movements carefully and know their habits well. Gotcha! Everything goes exactly as we've calculated. And please note, all our hunting activities comply with the strictest regulations of US law. Our victory didn't last long, as the next challenge came quickly. From our position on the hill, we spotted not just one boar, but an entire herd making its way toward us. If this herd gets through, the damage to the crops will be catastrophic. We must act immediately. Gunshots echoed through the valley, successfully halting their advance and protecting the farming area behind us. While my team was busy on the hill, deep in the forest, Tim and Blake were facing an equally intense situation. The dense trees severely limited visibility. Blake reported over the radio that a boar had suddenly appeared right in front of him. In that split second, Blake reacted with incredible speed. It was a truly professional and decisive shot. If you agree that this was an amazing shot, give us a like. The rapid barking of the hunting dogs led Blake deeper into the forest. Here, the dogs successfully cornered a massive lead boar, weighing hundreds of pounds. The beast fiercely threw the dogs aside. Oh no! The situation was getting extremely dangerous. Blake knew he couldn't hesitate. Not only did he protect the crops, but he also saved his four-legged companions. Meanwhile, at the edge of the forest, Tim had chosen a clear spot for an ambush. The silence didn't last long, as the sound of barking from deep within the forest signaled that the target was charging right toward him. He couldn't let it escape. The wild boar was taken down right in its tracks. There's no better way to wrap up today's mission to protect the crops. Winning or losing isn't really what matters here. The most important thing is that we've secured the peace for the cornfields. However, the rules still stand. Tim and Blake, get ready to cook dinner. Now is the time when wild boars typically emerge at the forest's edge to forage for food. Hungry, alert, and aggressive, they are ready to attack if threatened. Realizing the danger of them approaching the village, we decided to take action to stop the threat. This hunt was not only a journey to face danger, but also a responsibility to protect the community. In the deep forest, every step we took was cautious. For ahead, there could be wild eyes waiting. It was only 5 a.m. when the roar of the engine echoed down the road, leading to the Vazquez forest. Upon arrival, we quickly gathered, confirmed the plan, and took our positions in hiding. Tension was high as our eyes scanned every movement around us. Suddenly, an unusual sound broke the silence. My finger tensed on the trigger. When the target appeared, the shot rang out, cutting through the wild run with a thunderous boom. That powerful move not only took down the beast, but also reinforced our determination to protect the sacred forest from the destruction of these wild creatures. As we moved deeper into the forest, every sense was heightened. Minutes later, the familiar rustle and strong scent filled the air. The wild boars had appeared. The shot rang out instantly, and each fleeing boar met its end at the muzzle of my rifle. In the blink of an eye, the chase was over. The beasts lay quietly on the cold ground, and for now, the forest had been saved from the lurking danger. At the same time, to the east of the forest, Nick spotted a herd of wild boars rushing through like a storm. Without hesitation, his finger tightened on the trigger, dropping a few of them instantly. However, the rest could not escape. We had already set up checkpoints, ready to coordinate in case the situation changed. Everything unfolded under control. An excellent result from a precise plan and a mentality ready to face danger. Deep within the forest is always the ideal place to approach the target. Without hesitation, I silently moved deeper. After a stretch of movement, I paused to observe. The silence around me felt suffocating. Suddenly, a shadow flickered in my sights. When it reached the crosshairs, I squeezed the trigger, and the bullet flew with precision. In the wild, only calmness and decisiveness can define the line between predator and prey. Receiving word that wild boars had appeared, we immediately moved to the scene. As soon as we arrived, the herd was already visible. Without hesitation, my team and I opened fire. A few dropped on the spot after accurate shots, and the rest quickly scattered. I immediately reported to Nick at the checkpoint. Just minutes later, the completed report came through. Another threat had been neutralized in time. After scanning the forest, we focused on the dense thickets, perfect hiding spots for the wild boars. Soon enough, the shadows of the boars appeared scattered throughout. Without letting them escape, we acted decisively, each shot landing with precision, ending the threat. Another part of the forest had been saved from the destructive grip of these relentless creatures. Forest's edge, the ambush team spotted a few wild boars frantically fleeing from their den. After hours of intense pursuit, the battle finally came to an end. Peace had temporarily returned. The villagers could now rest easy, knowing that the danger from the deep forest had been pushed back.